'Cause if it's got wheels, you know I'm gone.
One last question, a little different tone to it, obviously. In 2015, obviously you lost one of your best friends, Justin Wilson. Did that like change your outlook at all on racing, or like at least make you take a step back and be like, is this crap worth it, even for like a night?
Yeah, no, for sure. It took me back to where I thought, man, I don't really want to. I don't know if I want to do this. And quite honestly, it's probably why 90% I'd say that I will probably never race Indy cars again.
I get that,
just
yeah.
because, with the halo now and that with what Formula One did and now IndyCar has established, and they had a couple of wrecks this year in the IndyCar series that without the halo could have been quite bad.
Yeah.
So that's definitely safer. But I mean, I've had another close friend of mine, James Hinchcliffe, at Indy a few years ago.
Yep.
I mean, when he crashed, the A-arm went through his leg. He was pinned in the car and was bleeding out right there. And thank God that
Sonardi.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so all of it. But yeah, that one, because I had never really had anybody close to me at that point die. I mean, very fortunate, but especially in a racing accident. So yeah, that hit hard because he was so, I was really close to him and we had so many great times together. But to me, I thought he was one of the most badass drivers I'd ever been around because I had to be teamed up against him.
And nicest dudes, too.
Nicest dudes. There were so many times in our 2 years together as teammates in Champ Car where, and I told him this after several years later, that I was down because I was like, I don't know how to beat this guy. Like, he's so smooth. He's so technical, so he knows how to make the car fast. He knows what to tell the engineers. But he never would. He would pick me up off the ground because he told me later. He said, "I knew if I buried you, like it didn't help him because I was that guy that was always like trying to find a way to go faster. But if he just buried me and said, okay, I got him beat, like it wasn't going to help him. It wasn't going to. So, and I told him I was like, yeah, I'm not that good because if I was opposite roles, you would have heard it. And we lived next to each other. I was like, and we hung out every day.
Damn.
When we were teammates, I was like, you would have heard about it every day. Like I would have just ribbed like little comments here and there to where like you didn't ever want to sit in a race car again. And he was the total opposite. He was like, man, I want him to be badass. So when he is, it makes me better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
cool.
That hurt a little bit. Still hurts to this day. Like Rolex.
Still your Twitter cover photo.
Still my Twitter cover photo. If we're being brutally honest, race day at Rolex, I always wake up and I start crying because we shared the car so many times. We won the Rolex 24-hour together.
Yeah.
A lot of special memories.
So yeah, I don't like we've had a lot of special memories, but that win at Rolex meant so much because of my teammates. It started with Mike Shank, but Justin Wilson and Oz Negri and John Pugh. So yeah, I mean, every year I wake up, start crying, and like get that out. And it's like, all right, this is for Jay. Well, let's go do this.
That's cool. That's neat.
I've lost people like in races I've run, but I've never been that close with them, so I can't really relate to that.
Yeah, gosh, I can't even imagine. Yeah, that's nuts. What was he like? You guys hung out outside the racetrack quite a bit, have some fun together.
So easy going.
Get into trouble.
I mean, he was just so easy going, and I because he was let's see, I was 23, 24. I think he was near 29. So he was about 5 or 6 years older than me. But in racing terms, he was like 20 years older than me because he come from
that way, yeah.
Jaguar Formula One. He'd won the F3000 championship. I mean, so he was so experienced. But I was the fiery, like I guess like my dog Xena. Like I was like that French bulldog that's running around talking all the time. So I found out.
We have to open the door and let her in.
So I found out later that like because he'd be like, because I wasn't, and to this day I'm probably still not very technical. Like I can tell you what the race car's doing. Can't greatly tell you how to fix it. He could tell you how to fix it, but we'd like get some aero components and we go try them, and I'd be like, man, that didn't feel very good. It's like, nah, that wasn't good. It's like, and we knew the team had spent so much time and money on them. He's like, I just don't know what they're doing. I'm like, I know. What are they doing? He's like, I don't know. We got to talk to him. I was like, yeah, I'm going to say something. He's like, you probably should. I'd go barging in there. And I'd just be like, what are we doing? This sucks. Like, I can't believe this. So, like, several years later, I was like,
You set me up.
I was like, you set me up every time. He goes, oh, dude, of course. I knew you were, because he was so quiet. He didn't want to ruffle any feathers.
Yeah.
He was the team guy, like, okay, whatever you guys want. So he would just get me going and kind of shove me in there, and I'd start ripping people apart. And then he'd come in and go, yeah, I get it. Yeah. He does make some good points, though.
So it was good
right?
cop, bad cop, right?
Oh, there you go.
I was like, bro, I love you, man. Like that. I was like, that was good. That was smart.
That's awesome. So you guys had a good partnership.
Oh God,
going.
yeah.
Closest I've been to that was the Daytona 500 this year with like Newman. I was like, there's no way he survived that crash. I was sitting there, obviously, with all the go fast stuff, and they had the black curtain up. We were sitting there. Our car got impounded. There was police there. I was like, this is horrible. And it was such a
it's
weird
insane.
feeling to be involved in that.
The garage area, when you left there, was the weirdest feeling I've ever felt. Like walking through there, completely silent. Nobody knows.
Yeah, you came up to us. And we're like, we don't know, but there's ambulance, cops, everything's blacked out. Our car's under like police impoundment or whatever you want to call it. Or like, this is just, it like takes all of the fun, obviously, out of the weekend. Everything. You're just like, I don't even know what to do. What are we doing here?
But if anyone could survive that crash, it would be freaking Ryan Newman.